Joining me now to discuss all this is Michael Goodwin, New York Post columnist and a Fox News contributor. Well, you know, a lot of the Democratic Party is coming down on the head of Donna Brazile because they're pro-Clinton, but not Lincoln Chafee. He agrees with her.
Look, I think fundamentally what Donna Brazile has done is a great favor to the Democratic Party, because what it does is it points out and reinforces all the weaknesses of the Clinton candidacy the last time, and basically says we cannot go forward with this person as our leader. Now, she hasn't put it in those terms, but I think that's the effect of the portrait she draws, which is a corrupt person, just full of deceit everywhere, even to her, that they lied to her about the pneumonia and everything. Yeah. So and of course they had this rigged system vis-a-vis Bernie Sanders and the other primary candidates.
It also fills in some of the gaps about this fusion GPS in the Trump dossier story in the following way. Hillary's campaign, as Donna Brazile pointed out, largely controlled the financing of the DNC. All right, so Hillary's campaign hired Fusion GPS to get dirt on Donald Trump. Fusion GPS then went to Russia, got all these Russian characters, some of whom were affiliated with Putin, to talk dirt on Trump. That turned into the Trump dossier. And now Hillary Clinton says, I didn't know about Fusion GPS. Well, you were in charge of the finances.
That's right. And John Podesta, her chairman, doesn't know anything. Debbie Wasserman Schultz, who was head of the DNC when this happened, she didn't know anything. Nobody knew nothing. Come on.
And there's also a connection, by the way, between Fusion GPS founder Glenn Simpson and the Clintons that goes way back. But all of this stuff is leading some people to say, because this is exactly what Mueller is supposed to be investigating when he's talking about Russia influence on our election. This would be a perfect example of that. No sign that he's looking into this, to which people like Congressman Jim Jordan say, this is why we need a different special investigator other than Mueller. He was on Fox News earlier. Let's play that tape.
When you have all these questions, let's appoint a special counsel. We think Mr. Mueller is inherently compromised, so let's appoint a special counsel to get the answers for the. It's not about Jeff Sessions, it's about getting answers for the American people.
Do we need another special counsel to look in all this?
Look, I think if Mueller was doing his job, which is to examine all of the events of 2016 as it relates to Russia and the Trump campaign, you would have to include the Fusion GPS. You would have to include the fact that the Democrats paid for it. You would have to include whether this is how the FBI started its counterintelligence investigation on the basis of the dossier.
And speaking of the FBI, their investigations into the Uranium One deal, which was never shared, or if it was shared, it didn't stop the deal from happening.
And Mueller was running the FBI at that point for part of that. So, listen, I think that any fair look at this, Jeff Sessions had to recuse himself because of his involvement in the 2016 campaign. I think Mueller has even more conflicts of interest than Sessions did. So are we going to have a lower standard for somebody investigating the President of the United States? I think not. I think we do need a clear, fresh look that is not encumbered by partisan conflicts of interest.
Maybe it's time for Sessions to go back to Alabama. And that might happen, by the way, as we're hearing today.
Yeah.
Good to see you.
My
Michael
pleasure,
Goodwin.
David. Thank you.